Good morning to you all. My name is Kerry from Kerry's Card Creations. Over the last 2.5 weeks, I've had loads of new subscribers. I did a 100 subscriber giveaway, and since then I've well past my 100 subscribers. So to everybody that's new here, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it here. And to everybody that's already been a subscriber to my channel, it's lovely to have you back. Usually for my tutorial today, usually I've got something prepped and ready. Today I haven't. I thought I'd just go through the whole start to finish. Let's just start it and carry on with it. So totally different to what I usually do, but I am doing a Halloween swap with my friend. I mentioned this a few videos back. In fact, I'm doing two. I absolutely love Halloween, so this is right up my street. And I had these tea bags. Now, I make lots of tea bags pockets. They're one of the biggest sellers at the craft fairs that I do. But these are massive compared to the tea bags I usually use. So the ones I usually use, I don't really use flavoured tea bags because it's a bit hit and miss. So I tend to just use ordinary Tetley tea bags. But I got these and I thought these were quite Halloween-y colours. Chai tea. Now, I know that both my friends drink coffee. Whether they drink fancy tea, I don't know. But I want to make these pockets anyway. So I have got I've got a whole stack of Halloween craft supplies next to me. Papers, cards that I think, coloured card that I think is Halloween-y colours. My cutting dies, okay, all next to me. So I was given this card. It is really flimsy, sorry. Not much you can do with this, but I think it'd be perfect for this project. Right. So, and just to apologise now, I work in centimetres. I can work in both. At school, I was taught in centimetres. My mum taught me in inches, feet and inches, because that's what she was taught. But centimetres just comes more natural to me than inches. So I do apologise for that. My tea bag measures it is just over, so let's say it is literally like 9.1. So let's say 9.5. Shall we say 10? Yeah, let's say 10. So that's 20 plus a centimetre at 21, which my card already is. And height, it is 10 centimetres. So let's say 11 and 1 centimetre as a glue-in tab. So let's say 12. So our piece of card is going to be 12 by 21. Right. And let's score. I don't usually put my scoreboard up on the table because I have to move myself back. So my card is 21 by 12. And I'm going to score the long side at 10 and 20. 10 and 20. I've lost my favourite score torn bone folder. It's gone into the abyss of a craft room. You know when you lose something. Before I moved home, I was using my circle cutting dies. I flung one across the room and I never found it, not even the day I moved. So I don't know what happened to that. So on the short side, I'm going to score at 11. So that's on the long side 10 and 20 and on the short side 11. And I wish before I started I'd got my 1-inch circle punch out because I'm not sure where it is, because it's, oh no, it is in my punch drawer. Okay, let's have that ready. So let's fold and burnish. It is absolutely pitch black outside today. The weather is just horrific. It is. When the rain comes, boy, does it come down. So we had a severe weather warning for Somerset on Friday, I believe it was now. It was like rain and thunder. I don't recall seeing any thunder. We don't get many thunderstorms here in Somerset, but we certainly did get the rain. Right, so I've folded and burnished, and I'm going to now, I want to think about this. So that one I'm going to have my top one. So this one I'm going to, let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Black card is very difficult. I'm going to cut that one off. So I'm going to cut this one off completely, just making sure that I cut that score line out so I've got a nice edge to it. Like that. Cut that one away completely, and then the one with this 1 centimetre tab on, I'm going to take a wedge out of that corner piece and remove that little square, and then just wedge that top like that. So that's what I've got. So that is how it's going to go, and then that other side, I might need to take a smidgen off of that. So that's going to be my pocket. Right. So that's what I've got so far. Now then, let's decorate. I am going to use, I want that pumpkin piece up, but I don't know if this piece is, I don't know whether to use. I had a piece that had pumpkins on, but now I don't know whether to use that bit. I'm trying to use up all my scrap pieces, because I've got loads of bits of scrap. No, I still like the pumpkins. I'm going to use this one. So, because this is 10 by, what did I say? 10 by, well, I know that's 10. So that's 10 by 11. So my paper needs to be 9.5 by 10.5. And I apologise because I've got my big old clunky guillotine next to me. It is really old, this guillotine, but I'm so used to it now. And, well, it cuts all right still. So I don't want to give up on it. But it was the very first guillotine. For many years when I started crafting, I used scissors. Did I cut that right, Kerry? Let me see. Did I cut? Yeah. Am I having a moment? No, that's 11. That's 11. That's 10.5. Why is it too big then? See, you have to... Oh, see, my guillotine has a bit of a... My big guillotine has a bit of a... Where it's so old, I can't... Oh, there it is. Where it's so old, some of the numbers are rubbed off. So I can't always see. Oh, yeah, it is miles out. Look at that. Cool. That was miles out. So where it's so old, some of the numbers are rubbed off. So I can't always see where my numbers are. There we go. That's better. Right. So I'm going to stick, before I like to glue my paper on before I stick my boxes together, because I find it easier. So I'm going to stick it onto the piece that's got the 2 tabs. I don't like that side. It's a bit Christmassy with the candy canes and things. But I do love this pumpkin side. Right. So let's glue and stick that there. Right. So this was, my paper was, now that looks wonky. 9.5 by 10.5 was my paper piece. Oh, yeah, 9.5. 9.5 by 10.5 was my paper piece. And before I glue this down, I've got a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to put a notch in the top. Sort of in the middle. I'm not very good at middling these up, but we'll do our best. This punch is not too bad because it's square, right? So that's that. So now I'm going to glue. So I'm going to add glue to these 2 tab pieces. Excuse me. I don't know why, but I just got over my hay fever, and then all of a sudden it had a bit of a resurgence in September. Right. So let's glue that down. Let's get rid of that glue that's poking out the bottom there. So that is my, how quick and easy was that? Right, so let's hope my, look at that. So in the summer, if I do craft fairs in the summer, I make bigger versions of these and I put seed packets inside. They always sell quite well too, so that's another idea. I mean, you can use gift cards. If you want to gift a gift card and you want to put it in something nice, you can make an envelope and fancy it up. So that's my envelope. So then I thought, and I don't usually do this on the camera, I'm going to put my glue gun on. We'd make a rosette. So I'm going to use my same coloured card. I'm only going to make a little one, I think. Let's see. If we do this 3 centimetres. So for those of you that don't make rosettes, however wide you cut your paper, by the time you make it and double it round, it'll be twice that width. So mine is 3, so my rosette will be 3 centimetres. So when it's made, my rosette's going to be 6. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces. The thing about making rosettes is I never really know how long you need your card. So I tend to make mine a little bit bigger. And then I cut off what I don't need. So I've got one piece that measures 3 by 21, and then I've got one piece that measures 3 by 14 and a half. Like I say, these are just guesstimates. And then I'm gonna excuse me, score these. It's a bit of a boring part, but I'm gonna score them at every 1 centimetre. So that means I'm gonna cut that piece off. So every 1 centimetre on the long side. Let's just check that I'm still on camera. Right. And then we're going to, I'm going to just cut that, scissors. I'm just going to cut that odd piece off. I might have to cut some more off in a minute. So if you don't usually make rosettes, you need to glue an up to a down. I'll explain that in a minute. I hope it's not too dark, because like I say, because the weather's so bad, it just makes it all dark. And I have got my big light on. Gosh, sorry about that. Right, so I've literally concertinaed concertinaed. See, every now and again that Cockney accent arrives. So I've concertinaed backwards and forwards, and I just pinch mine because this is so small. You can just pinch it. So I'm just folding it over on that crease. Oh, I didn't score that one very well. I'm trying to keep them all in line. This paper is so thin, it really is easy to, if your papers or card is a bit on the thick side, then trying to do this is a bit harder. But this is really, really flimsy stuff. The sort of stuff that I would buy my grandson to craft with, to be honest with you. But we'll use it. There's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't make cards with it, and if I was making something to sell or I was making an order for somebody, I wouldn't use it. Right. So that is my 2 pieces. So an up and a down. When you're making, when I make rosettes, I always glue an up to a down. So this is an up. I've finished on an up. Can you see that? I've got an up. And then this one is going down. So I'm going to glue my... That looks very long to me. So I'm going to glue my... down to my up. And it means then you get a continuous flow along your rosette. Right, just going to leave that for a minute. And while I'm waiting for that, I don't want to use that. I want to make 2 circles. Now, ideally, I would use the card that I am making the rosettes with. But because it's so thin, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to cut. This is thick white card that I make cards with. I'm going to cut 2. One for the back and one for the front. And like I said, I've got my glue gun on. I'm not sure if it's got a glue stick in it. And have I got any glue sticks nearby in case I run out. And then I'm just going to pinch that where I glued together. Right, so now I need to glue an up and a down again, and I've got 2 ups, so I'm going to cut one off. And I'm going to glue again. An up and a down. Have a quick drink. I'm just going to give that a minute to dry, and I'm going to run around here and get a glue stick. Right. Now, so I'm just going to pinch them. Right, so the easiest way that I can describe this, I pinch one side and then I pinch the other. And then I start pushing in to make it flat. Now, I would do that again, but once you've done it, it goes really easy. But I pinch one side and the other. And then I start pushing into the middle. And then I push it down, and then it forms my rosette. Right, let's see if my glue gun is hot enough. Did I even turn it on? Yes, I did. And I'm going to put some glue, all fingers and thumbs now, hot glue. Might just have enough. Now, you can do this with wet glue, but hot glue dries quicker. And so I think it just makes it a little bit easier. A lot of people, especially my craft class ladies, get a little bit impatient when holding wet glue, when making rosettes. So hot glue is quicker. And I just hold that until I know that glue is cold underneath my hand. So I can turn it over and do the other side. Okay. And then stick my... And there is my rosette. And like I said, because my paper was 3 centimeters, it's just because you've got that little gap in the middle, it's just over 6 centimeters. So whatever width your paper is, if you double that, that's what size your rosette's going to come out at. And then I'm going to pop that on the front of there. So I'm just going to put a bit of wet glue. My camera is a little bit further back today, so I just have to keep checking that you can see what I'm doing. I don't know how long this video is. Are we super long? Oh no, not too bad. Right, okay, so I have, like I say, next to me I've got a whole array of crafty bits, and I've got some cutting dies. Let's do, and I've got some stamps. I've got these new padlocks and I've not used them yet. They've still got the bits attached to them. Some of them look a little bit, some of them don't look very Halloweeny to me. That one doesn't look too Halloweeny to me. Maybe that one doesn't either. Bit more Alice in Wonderland, that one reminds me of. I do have a witch's hat and witch's trousers, which I tend to use quite a lot, to be honest with you. There's the legs that I use a lot of. Oh, I've got a key and I've got a... because I can't find the hat. Never mind. Let's cut some bits out. Right. I want to use... I thought I might use this Trick or Treat. So I'm going to quickly stamp that. So like I say, nothing is prepped. This is literally raw crafting. Stamp my... sentiment. Let's just cut that out. Trick or Treat. There we go. Oh, I might just pop that. So I've got a spider's web. I'm going to die cut that in white. Sorry, I jigged the table. My Big Shot has always been my favourite die cut machine, and I still have a Big Shot. I have a Big Shot Pro, which is at the other end of the table, because it takes up so much room. I keep it down. So my craft desk is set up with 4 spaces, one for myself, and then I teach craft classes. So my Big Shot Pro is down the other end of the table, so if we're doing bigger projects and we need bigger cutting machines, but generally I use the so if you're Hobbycraft die cut machines, because they're smaller and they take up less room on the table. So every station at my desk has got a die cutting machine and a guillotine, and then they've got all the tools they need and ink pads as well. So my table's not massive, it's probably 8 foot, I think. And yeah, you try to make sure that each station has got their own, so they're not sharing anything. They don't have to wait. The only thing they have to share is cutting dies and stamp sets. So let's poke my bits out. So my cutting dies I have acquired over the years from many different places, so I couldn't tell you where any of this come from. I am going to cut me a black circle in that thin card to hide my white, not for any reason except for just to hide my white one. Right. And then I'm going to glue my spider web on the centre. Like that. And then I'm going to cut me. Now, have I got some glitter? I do have some black glitter. Now, I'm not a massive fan of glitter or glitter card. This is like it is really thick, and I've had it for years and I've still got it. I think when I first started crafting, and you buy bits from all over and you acquire these things and you never really use it, but it comes and you have it. But it is really good quality glitter card and it doesn't shed. So I'm going to cut me some witch's legs to go there. I'm going to pop that there, and I need something there. But I would have liked something. Now, I did have a really lovely pumpkin die, and sadly it got lost. That is the only downside to teaching classes, is that things go missing. I do have a pumpkin stamp. Will I quickly stamp and fussy cut a pumpkin? So for those of you that are going to scream about the fact that I'm using archival ink to stamp and colour, I don't ever have a problem with my archival ink. When I stamp, I've never had a problem with my archival ink bleeding with my alcohol markers. So I know the rule of thumb is that you don't use archival ink to colour, but mine seems to work. So I need an orange pen. Luckily enough, my pens are behind me. How quickly I'll find an orange one, I don't know. Are you orange? Yes, you are. So my colouring pens of choice are Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends, and I've had these a long time. My husband bought me these for my birthday present a few years ago, and they are well used. So let's quickly do a bit of quick colouring. So it was my wedding anniversary yesterday. So today is Monday. I'm filming it Monday morning. I've got no classes today. I've just got some kits to make up. So I thought, well, being I've got some time. Last week was crazy busy around here. I had lots of commission work I had to get done. I do a lot of work for a financial advisor, and I had a massive order from him that I had to get finished, plus all my classes. And I didn't have a lot of time last week, but this week I'd not got so much work to get through, so it means I get a little bit more time to do the things that I like to do. Not that I don't enjoy making cards, because obviously I do. But when you haven't got so much stress on to get things done. Have I got a green by my hand? Nope. Yes, I do. So yeah, these are really old. And unfortunately, some of them are running out now. So a lot of my light ones, you won't see me use the light end, because the light end is starting to run out. And when you teach classes, they get very well used, as well as the amount of colouring I do. You imagine craft class on top of that. So let's quickly fussy cut this pumpkin. I don't like them scissors. That's better. Isn't it funny that you have your favourite? They're the exact same scissors. There's nothing. They're exactly the same. They're Tonic Studio scissors, but I prefer one pair to the other. I should put a little dangle on them so I can see them. I tried to keep the pots on my desk exactly the same for the ladies that come to class. So yes, I would say it was my wedding anniversary yesterday. My husband and I have been married for 34 years. And next week it's my birthday. And I think we are going to... Hopefully the weather next week will be nicer for us to celebrate. There we go. So there's my quick pumpkin. So something like that, something like that, something like that. Excuse me. When you turn the camera on and all of a sudden you get a tickle. I did not have this tickle before I started. Maybe it's camera nerves. When I first started teaching classes years ago, every time I taught a class, I'd get hiccups, and it was nerves. Just pure nerves. And I still do now. Not with all the ladies that I've been teaching for many, many years. But if I have a new lady, then I get the hiccups start. Right, so I've now die cut a bat and a spider, just so that I can finish that off. Let's get those out of my way. Let's make some tidy up. Right, see, I don't even know if I like that trick or treat now. See, this is how it all manifests itself. Let me stick my witch's legs on. Let's stick the witch's legs on and stick them there. And I suppose I'm a bit of a finicky crafter, in as much as I like to layer things up. I'm big into layers. I know not everybody that crafts is, but I like making like clusters and things. So that's why mine is all sort of... I'm going to mat and layer that. What did I make that? So that's 4 by 4 by 4. 4 by 4, Kerry. I'm just going to mat that on a bit of black. So yeah, some people are clean and simple crafters, and me, I'm a bit of a cluster crafter. I like to I like to have my things in there. I'm not very good at clean and simple. That's what's so lovely about craft, is the fact that we're all different. We all craft differently, and it's great to see how different people interpret different things. Right, so I'm just going to pop that then on there. And then I'm going to foam pad my pumpkin on. Foam pad, have I got any foam pads? I've got, oh gosh, they fell off on my finger. Right, and then I might put my spider on there. My foam pad's going to be too big for that. I've got a smaller piece on there. Oh gosh, let me just cut that. Cut one smaller. My foam pads are not sticking to the backing very well, so every time I move it, it falls off. Right, so I'm just going to pop my spider there. And then I've got a back that I cut, and I'm just going to shape his wings with my finger. And I'm going to pop a bit of hot glue on the back of him. I'm going to stick him right there. Right, so there we go. There is my pocket. There is my tea bag in my pocket. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial today. If it's been too long, I do apologise. I'm just trying different things. If you liked it, then maybe I'll do some more where I do the whole thing from start to finish, so you can see my thought process on making things. I will be back now on, I'm going to put this video up today. I will be back on Friday for my last Halloween collaboration for Lisa, the Crafting Diva. If you have any questions, please just ask. It would be lovely to, if you've enjoyed my tutorial today, to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. And I will be back again soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.